Who recognizes the twin flame connection first? I got it wrong. Let me explain why. If you'd asked me a couple of years ago about who recognises the twin flame connection first, I would have without a doubt absolutely said, well, it's the divine feminine. But now, after thinking about this a bit and processing how the divine feminine and the divine masculine transverse their twin flame journey from different perspectives, my thoughts around this question have changed. Are you interested in finding out more? Well, let's dig into this topic a little bit deeper. First off, let's look at the question of who recognises the twin flame connection first by focusing on three important words: know, feel, and realise. Without a doubt, the divine feminine is the first person to consciously know they are a twin flame. But this is because the divine feminine is the one who is fully aware and consciously travels the twin flame journey in full consciousness, while the divine masculine completes their twin flame journey largely unaware that they are a twin flame. Now, does this mean the divine feminine is the first to feel the twin flame connection, though? After much thought and consideration, I would have to say no. Now, what happened for you? While we're discussing this topic, think back. What happened for you? Who, between you and your twin flame, was the first to show some kind of interest or attention in the other? Now, if you're a divine feminine, you might need to think a long way back to that time period before you consciously realised that you were a twin flame in order to work out the answer to this question. For most twins, it is the divine masculine who would have felt the twin flame connection first, and to some degree, at least physically, demonstrated some kind of interest, desire, attraction, care, or at least consideration towards their divine feminine. Since this most likely happened at a time when the divine feminine did not yet consciously understand or she or he was a twin flame, their divine masculine's activities in this time period may not be something that's foremost in your mind, so you may need to go back and think about this a little bit in order to find out what was the answer for you in your twin flame journey. For me, starting a new job working with my twin flame, when I look back, I can clearly see all the signs of his initial attraction that was there. The very surprising first hug on our very first meeting in the office, which then went on unexpectedly to many, many regular subsequent hugs, each before a work trip that would temporarily separate us. I remember all the funny moments when he would energetically bounce off walls when being paired with me in meetings, along with all the many times he innocently showed through several gifts, both large and small, that he really could feel our connection and, of course, that he cared for me, even though he wasn't consciously aware that I was his twin flame. So to answer the question of who recognises the twin flame connection first, I would sum up the answer simply as: it is the divine feminine who consciously knows and mentally recognises that they are a twin flame first. However, it is the divine masculine who is most likely the first one to actually recognise and feel the twin flame connection, which is often long before the divine feminine gets her knowing. Now, like all things in life, there are some exceptions. So for those twin flames lucky enough to have a committed to stay together journey type, then both twins often know that they are twin flames pretty early on, sometimes even on their first meeting. Now, if you don't know what a twin flame journey type is, or you want some help in finding yours, check out my short course on 6 common twin flame journey types and their effect on separation. Now, I've told you about what happened with me and my twin flame, so I'd love to find out what happened to you and yours. Who knew first? Please share in the comments below. And remember, wherever you are in your twin flame journey, you've got this. Much love.